Welcome everybody to the team call. I'm super excited about today's team call. I'll mention why in just 1 minute. I also want you to know we're on the live in the Team Dynasty page as well. I got to speak to Barbie's team yesterday, and she just does team calls live in the team page, and I loved that. It was awesome just being able to hop on and just start sharing. So that might be an option for us. We'll see what works best for you guys. We'll chat about it in the team page if you like the Zoom feature or if you like the live idea in Facebook. So anyhow, I have just one announcement I want to make real quick before I introduce Barbie. First of all, guys, Coach Summit is literally 1 month and 25 days away. Like, that's going to be here before we know it. So I want you guys to think about Summit. If you're not registered for Summit, please just send me a message, talk to someone on the team, and let's figure out how to get you there. We got like 7 weeks to make a plan, figure out rooming, like we can put you up in a room with someone else on the team. We've done that for the past 7 years where our teammates just room up, share rooms, split the cost, and make it just a fun experience. One thing I love to share that I haven't shared for a long time is I remember Brigitte Linford. You guys know her as one of my PS coaches from here in Idaho Falls. She was only 6 weeks into her journey as a coach when she bought a ticket for her and her husband, and they drove down to Las Vegas, 12 hours to their first Coach Summit. And that's really where Brigitte had a vision from watching me and beginning to start her journey. But her husband, Jason, got to experience Summit with her. And that's when he just like felt it and saw it and was like, I'm in. Like this, I'm in to push you and challenge you to go after what you want in this business. So it's just a really powerful experience. Another quick thing I want to share about live events like Summit, like Super Saturday we just had a couple weeks ago. And as you guys saw, many of us come back from Cancun. I've had 3 of my challengers without me ever introducing coaching to them yet. They're on week 3 of 80-Day Obsession, message me and say, how do I become a coach? Like and it's funny, I looked at one of their pages right after she sent me that message, and it was when I was in Cancun, and her Facebook status was, I need to go on a tropical vacation where there's beaches and palm trees. And so she messaged me, how do I become a coach? Because she saw me at a live event and sharing while I was at a live event. So it's so important that you set goals and get to these live events. And Summit is the biggest one of the year that you can get to. I can promise you it's going to change your life for the better. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker today. Her name is Barbie. I remember Barbie. You can see her over there. Barbie, I'm just going to brag you up just a little bit. So before I started my journey, I was following a lot of coaches. As I began my journey, I was looking at the top coaches, seeing what they were doing. And I knew Barbie because I knew she was the coach that mentored my idol coach, the coach that I wanted to emulate and become like. Like I saw what he did with his life. I really related with him. Because he was a former baseball player just like me, and he was about my age, and he was doing P90X like I was, and he was the #1 coach in the company. And his name's Josh. And so I'm watching what Josh is doing. I'm following what he's doing. I emulated his blog. I reached out to him for some ideas. He sent me a webinar. And that's what's cool. We're not even on the same team. But he gave me some tips and advice to help me get started on what I wanted. I looked at him as having accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and got some resources from him and started implementing them. But here's the thing, guys. Josh's mentor and coach is Barbie. So Barbie is the coach and mentor of the 2010 top coach, who then went on to sponsor and mentor the top 2011, top 2012 coach, Wayne Wyatt. And these guys were male coaches, which is pretty awesome, that were the #1 coach in the company in 2010, 11, and 12. So Barbie is their upline coach and their sponsor. She's elite like a million times in a row, right, Barbie? What is it, 6 or 7? Okay. I'll unmute you because I'm just going to ask you some things once in a while. 7-time elite coach, which is absolutely phenomenal. So she's led an elite team for 7 years. So that's a pretty phenomenal accomplishment. One of the biggest accomplishments you can achieve in this company. is the rank of status in leading an elite team. So she's also a PhD. She met and married the guy you guys know as the Beast, Barbie Kalev. And so she is like one of my heroes in this business that I've always looked up to. We've become good friends. Her and I got to teach together about overcoming fears and at a coach summit in front of 8,000 people. So she's just one of those people that makes you feel comfortable going after your goals and your dreams. And like presenting for that group with Barbie just felt like it felt like they weren't even there. Like, I know that we had a message to deliver them, but I just felt like I was with Barbie and having this conversation and this talk as we presented and shared our tips with the people that were at that summit workshop. So she's just one of those people that is just amazing that you want to be around, you want to learn from and grow from. So Barbie, with that being said, I'm going to pass the time over to you.
Hi, Scotty and everyone. Team, what's up? It's so funny. Yesterday, wait, move that camera because I keep seeing myself. That's weird. Okay. Yesterday, there we go. Thank you. Because then I'm like seeing myself triple. So after you did the call for us, I was so pumped up, and then we haven't been in touch for a long time. Like we talked, I don't know, 2 months ago or something like that. And then I came home, and I told Sagi, I'm like, I love Scotty. Like I really, really love Scotty. And then today we talked about you again. And he's like, I love Scotty too. He's like, you and I love Scotty the same way. And I was like, I love Scotty like the brother. I have a brother, but I love Scotty the way that I wish I had a relationship with my brother, you know, like, so beyond, like that chokes me up, but beyond, you know, thinking that you're awesome in the business and all the stuff that you've accomplished, like I like you as a human. And I just kept saying all day yesterday, I'm like, I just love Scotty, you know? So what I like about you, and I think it's important to say it just because it's important, because you're just, to me, you're just so human, you know, you're just a guy that loves his family, that's doing his thing. And what I really love about Scotty, sometimes I feel like you look at coaches and you think, man, what the hell are they doing? You know, like they're so you know what I'm saying? Like they're so mysterious, and you're like, how does one become like, so I don't want to say any names, like so-and-so. And what I love about Scotty is that every time I've heard you speak, you're so transparent about what you do. Like if you have any questions about what Scotty's doing, he'll tell you. I wake up at 5 whatever, I'm waking up my daughters at 5:50, I'm doing this at 6 o'clock, and I'm doing this from 6 to 10. And so I feel like you give people a map as to how to be successful, you know? And other than that, like I really just love how human you are, and just what a good person you are. So yesterday I was thinking, I was like, I don't know, you're told, like you said about me that I'm one of those people that you just want to be around. I'm like, I don't know why I haven't been around you more, Scotty. So I miss you, bro. Okay. So, normally I will have a call that's like super organized, and, you know, I want to deliver this exact message and I prepared it and blah, blah, blah. And this time I'm hoping it's going to be a good call, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. Okay. Because, I wanted just to be vulnerable and just to share what what does coaching look like, you know? And, you know, you said it, I've been an elite coach for 7 years in a row, but then there were these past 2 years that I haven't been an elite coach, right? So these, I would say, I don't know if I would say that they're my 2 years of failure, but they haven't been the 2 years where I'm just like rocking it, you know? And I have to tell you that in my first few years, maybe my first year as a coach, I didn't really know what I was doing. But then after that, everything was just so easy for me, you know, that if people were like, how's Barbie Kalev doing it? Like I couldn't even tell you. I just did what I did without without even like really any science or method. It was just like I was being myself, and that got me to elite without even me knowing how I was doing it, right? So in 2000, last year was 2017, 2016, I didn't hit elite, and I had helped 4 people get to diamond. And at the end of the year, they all just kind of fell apart, or not all of them, maybe like 1 or 2 fell apart. I needed the multiplier to hit elite, and then I didn't hit elite. Okay. So I don't think I realized just how much that affected me not hitting elite. So I said, oh, it's no big deal, whatever. And then last year, are you hearing me okay? Yes. Okay. Why is Scotty's head on the thing? Okay. So, okay. Sorry, your head got stuck in the front. I was like, wait, what's going on, Scotty? You can't hear me? So last year, it was 2017. And I would say that last year was really, really a year of growth for me, and not growth. It was January 2017. I had a hysterectomy. So I didn't tell people. That's not the kind of stuff that you put, up on the internet, or maybe you do, but it was just very personal. And so for about 6 months, I was healing myself. I kind of took a step back in my business. And I really thought that I could just cruise, because I'm Barbie Kalev, and I built, this $1 million business. And I really thought like, okay, I'll just cruise. But what happens in this business, if you just cruise, you actually don't maintain your business. You shrink. Okay. And so I started shrinking, and then my coaches and my diamonds started, yes, you cruise, you lose. That is so true. And so my business, my business started shrinking, and it just took me a while for me to realize that it was shrinking. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about today is just what it looks like when you're rebuilding. Because it's easy for me to come. Like I thought about it this morning, like I could have chosen the easy thing and said, okay, I'm just going to present to you guys on what I'm doing on Instagram that's working. And that would have been easy. But yesterday when I saw Scotty, the way he was presenting, like I could see that your throat was sore, that you were just like giving and giving and giving. And like, it's tiring. And I felt like you poured so much value onto my team that I wanted to be able to do that to you guys. And so this is not a presentation where everything's super neatly packaged and like, this is exactly what you have to do for Instagram and this is how to grow it. But I think that by sharing my story in the past 7 months, and to tell you that just because I made a decision to revive my team, and by revive my team, I mean the whole team, but then also like I literally had to rebuild. So Scotty and I went for 15 Star together. We were success partners for a while, right? And sorry, somebody's calling me. We were success partners for a while. And so you hit 14 Star, I hit the 15 Star, and I have to tell you that I dropped so low. So that was like a one-hit wonder. And that was, I got to tell you, that was really, really tough. And so I've had to rebuild, any given week, I'll be really honest with you, I could be a 6-star diamond coach. I can be an 8-star diamond coach. And that hurts my ego. But more importantly, like I want to be able to work with people that are, I went from 15 star to 6-star to 7-star to 8-star. And so now I wasn't satisfied with that. And so I went to Summit and I was like, this sucks. Okay, what do I need? What do I need to do? And I came back and I realized that, number one, I didn't have a vision, right? Like I had a vision for myself, but one of the things that I wasn't doing was that I wasn't sharing that. I wasn't speaking vision to my coaches, even if they were baby coaches, okay? So what I'm gonna give you today is basically all the little things that have added up to big things that are helping me build and rather rebuild my business so that now I'll fast forward. It's been what, 6, 7, oh wow. It's been like 8 months. Fast forward 8 months. It's only now that I have like 4 or 5 people that are about to be diamond again. Then, you know, I have people that are, yes, but it's taken so long. So if I could tell you guys, man, because this is what I see with coaches all the time. It's like, you say, okay, I'm going to work my business and I'm going to do this thing. And then you don't see the results right away, right? And so what I'm telling you is that it freaking takes a really long time. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like getting pregnant, you know, that you conceive and then it takes like 9 months before you give birth to this baby. That's exactly what it is with this business. So I made a decision to revive my business during Summit, which was, I think, July of last year. And it's only now that I'm beginning to feel the fruits of, to see the fruits of this labor, okay? So the first thing that I did was I came back and I started to talk to my coaches about vision. And so Scott, I really, next to Lindsay Matway, I don't think there's another coach in the network that I know that does a better job with vision. So you are amazing at speaking vision. And so and that's why I wanted you to speak for us or to us on our call. But one of the things that I've done is with brand new coaches, I just start planting seeds of vision. I start talking about like, well, what would life look like? So even if they tell me that they're a discount coach or they just want to earn a little bit of money, I start talking a language of possibility, of what's possible, of the things that they can do. And so did that help me get, you know, a bunch of diamond coaches? No, but that was just one tiny little beginning, okay? The second thing that I did was, now this is funny, Scotty, because did you take my advice on Instagram that I said you did? Okay. So I've changed my mind about it, which is funny because yesterday I heard you saying some things about Instagram. And so the second thing that I did was and this is huge, right? So I started looking at people who are successful in our business, okay? Not the dinosaurs that I like to call us sometimes, you know, people that have been around in the business forever, but the new people that they just, I don't know, Instagram seems like native to them. And so I was like, okay, who's killing it in this business on Instagram? And I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to see. So whether you feel like, you might feel like, well, I'm just an emerald coach or I'm just a diamond coach or I'm just a coach, you know, I'm not going to reach out to this person because they're totally going to ignore me. But success leaves clues. So if you're not Scotty Hobbs or you don't feel like if you reached out to so-and-so and they're going to reach back to you and give you tips on how to be successful, success leaves clues. So I reached out to Haley Christian, who I follow, and she told me this, right? This is not an Instagram training, but just to give you an example of how you have to figure out what works. First, you have to study to see who's having success if you're not having the success that you want. And then secondly, you have to study that person, apply things, and they actually invited me to speak on stage at Leadership to talk about how I had learned from Haley Christian, okay? So what Haley told me was, your pictures are basically ugly. So like, you know, you're not smiling, you gotta smile, you need better quality pictures, stop wearing the same white t-shirt every single time, you wanna use different angles, and you wanna invite every single time that you do a social media post, you wanna invite, okay? So I got on stage and I shared that with people, okay? Then I left, and what started happening, people started unfollowing me on Instagram. So even though I was invited at Leadership as like this big deal that was doing something great on Instagram, and I shared all this stuff with top coaches, inviting people every day to the opportunity was starting to kill my business because it worked for Haley, but it wasn't working for me. And so what was happening was that I was starting to come off as like really kind of salesy, right? And so every day I got this app. I don't recommend or not recommend the app, but it's called Iconosquare, and it's paid, so I don't want you to, or maybe there's a free version, but anyway, it tells you like how many followers you gain and lose. So I was gaining 25 followers and losing 27, you know, so obviously something I was doing wasn't working. And so I was like, okay, I was inviting every day. I stopped doing that. And I was like, you know what? This is like, I don't know. This is really not working for me. It's working for Haley. Okay. And then I'm not, guys, today my hair is combed and it looks all pretty, and it's not for you guys today because I don't have a problem showing up as a hot mess. Like I had to do a sneak peek and I said, well, if I'm inviting people to the business, I should look decent, right? So I like took an hour to do my hair today. But I was starting to feel really paralyzed by having to do perfect pictures on Instagram. I don't know if you feel that, or like I haven't looked at your Instagram lately, Scotty, but having to do the perfect pictures and to like pose and this, and okay, this time I did this angle, and then this time I'm gonna do this angle. Like it was just killing my vibe. And I was like, okay, I know Haley Christian does these beautiful pictures, but that's not working for me because it's making me feel paralyzed, okay? So what I'm telling you is that I followed somebody's advice. I applied it. I did it long enough so that I could determine if it was something that was working for me, and then it wasn't. And so then that's when I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm not going to post pictures where I'm like a total hot mess. So I make a little bit of an effort. One of the things that I did is like on days that I look kind of nice, I'll take many pictures. So if you like go study my Instagram, you'll see that like today's a good day for me to take pictures, right? You'll see the same shirt and like in different settings. I'll take enough pictures so that I can use them for many days. And like, I'll be pretending. Because when you think about it, like Instagram was kind of like pretending. Like, you know, we're all taking selfies, right? So, you know, like, okay, this is me enjoying my life as a coach, right? Like, who actually takes selfies? Like, it's so funny, right? It's all kind of ridiculous. But whatever, don't hate the player, hate the game, or whatever it is. So I'm willing to play the game. I mean, it's true. I'm willing to play the game, and I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to make my business grow, right? So one of the things that I did was I started taking many pictures. The second thing that I did, and this has been the hugest thing, and you guys, this has been a huge shift in my business. And I told Scotty yesterday, like, I'm not a big recruiter. I'm recruiting now. Like, to me, it's a lot, about 10 coaches a month. Okay. And now if you look at and I'm hitting about Success Club 30 more or less every month without, I want to say that it's almost without trying, because it doesn't feel like I'm pulling teeth. And my secret to that is just being human. It's just posting posts about life. Okay. So the magic is happening behind the scenes. Okay. So if I were, and again, I haven't looked at your, you know, I don't know you guys, but like if I were just knowing what I know about Scotty, if what I was doing before, if I were Scotty, was that I was talking about how this business has impacted my life, and, you know, the business, and how this opportunity has changed, and I'm inviting you to join my business. And that was like, ew. But what's working for me, if I were Scotty, would be like, okay, just knowing Scotty, what I know about him, the fact that he's a dad, I would want to see pictures of his kids like all day long. Because even though I'm not a mom, I actually enjoy the kids stuff, his workouts, stuff with his wife. I really enjoy when you post about personal development. And so there's actually like very little stuff about coaching. One of the things that I did, and it's funny because this is turning into an Instagram training and I totally didn't mean it to, but that's okay, is that one of the pieces of advice that I did take from Haley was, she's like, don't constantly mention Beachbody, right? And so it's a little bit different for me if you follow me, because I am married to Sagi. And so I'm noticing that, you know, that people who do Beast and stuff do follow me, and that is a market for me. And so I've broken that rule because my situation is a little bit different, right? But in general, what I'm finding that's really working for me is just being human. It's just being a regular person with pictures that are not Facebook quality. Like, I do make an effort to make a little bit nicer picture, to have nicer pictures. And then behind the scenes, this has completely changed everything. I am such a goal-oriented person, you guys, that I'm like, if it doesn't, it's awful to say this about myself, actually. It's almost like the way that I've had my mindset with this business for a long time is that if it's not going to produce a result, then I don't want to waste having that conversation. Okay. So, but that's not a good thing, because what's happened is, I'm glad that Mark and Heather are enjoying what I'm saying. I appreciate, you know, the smiles and stuff, but I'm just telling you the truth. And so, because what's happened with that is that, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to talk to Scotty because I have my agenda is to get him signed up as a coach, right? And so if he looks like a coach, then I'm just not going to talk to him because I don't have time. Okay. So what changed? And the reason that it changed is because there's a woman on our team. Her name is Keisha. I saw that her magic with her coaches and her customers is just that she's really human. Like, she really just likes people and she just wants to chat with them and get to know them. Okay. And because I'm so damn goal-oriented, it hurts me. It hurts my business because I don't spend enough time just being a person and getting to know what's going on with Scotty. How are you doing? Really, like, how are your kids? How's Poppy doing? Because he's my favorite kid of them, right? Like, because I met him when he was like tiny. And how's Gabby doing? And like, you know, it's funny. I've been friends with you, Scotty, forever. I've never sent Gabby a message. I sent her a message the other day to tell her how awesome your Spanish was. And so the biggest change for me has just been being human. And what that has done, and this is going to lead to the next part of what I want to talk about, the biggest thing that has done has been to show people that I really care and that I'm just like, that I'm a good person, that cares about other people. And guys, the people that have been signed, like today, I've officially signed up 10 coaches. 3 or 4 of them, I don't even know who they are. Okay. But there's this vibe and I literally don't know who they are. Like my assistant was like, "You're on a roll, Barbie." I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm doing something right. So what's happening when I message people, and whether they message me, you know, through my Instagram stories, and if you're not using Instagram stories, you need to, and not constantly inviting, just showing people that you're human. Because I think a lot of times, you know, we come off as these business people or whatever. And, you know, I do follow, I don't watch a lot of people's stories, but I watch Lindsay Matway and some of her stories, right? Sometimes. And she posts so much baby stuff. You know, the girl is freaking working hard, right? She's not, you know, I think she's number 17 right now or something like that. She's working hard. But I see that by sharing just the baby stuff and the child, you know, like children and regular life, she humanizes herself, right? And that makes her relatable. Like we don't have kids, so I like watching kids. And so that's what I realize is happening with people and me, that they just see that I'm just a regular person, that I'm like a hot mess, that the dogs shit all over the house sometimes. I mean, I'm serious. Like, Corey's like a little crazy one, you know, or I'm cooking, or I'm this, or I'm that. And so when I do have that conversation about inviting, and I invite them, that relationship has already been primed. It's like they know me. I love the analogy that Scotty gave yesterday on our team call. He said, you know, you put a flyer about a barbecue, and are people going to come to your barbecue just because you put a flyer out there? Oh, maybe one person will. But if you actually go to your neighbor, and I thought of it, like I literally visualized myself having a conversation with my neighbor, and, you know, that neighbor telling me like, yeah, we don't have kids, so we're going to have other doggies, and your doggies could play, and we're going to have this for the doggies. And then, you know, I know your husband likes chicken, so we're going to have chicken on the grill. We're not going to have any hot dogs. I could totally see myself coming home to tell Sagi, like, babe, by the way, he sends his love, Scotty. Babe, you know, I met these really nice neighbors. We should go, even if it's like just to be polite. Okay. So that's what's been happening to me. And because I'm attracting more people that I'm getting to know on a personal level, when they become coaches already, it's like the ice is broken. Like I'm not like this, Barbie Kalev, business person. And so it's just making coaching and being successful easier. Okay. So, so if there's any advice, what is the advice in this? Is fun. It's be human. Like if you get anything from this call, is be a freaking person that cares. And so there's an app. I don't know if you know it, Scotty. It's called Flume, Flume. Do you know it? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's making me pay for the paid version, but whatever. I don't know if everybody gets it for free, but it's forcing me to get the paid version. And so what I do is I have, people that are messaging me through my stories and whatever. And before I was kind of like this big jerk. It won't let me get the free version. It's like rigged or something, but whatever. Anyway, so I was kind of like this big jerk thinking, gosh, like it's so annoying. All these coaches are always writing me, right? So, I'm not even going to answer back because it's like my time is limited. And so what I was doing by doing that was I was giving off this like jerk vibe, right? Maybe. And I was like vetting people too much and being too selective and like, does this person deserve my time? Do I want to write? And it was such an effort to be so selective. And so what I'm doing now, don't get me wrong, I don't spend hours a day connecting with people. But I just go on Flume and I go in my little inbox and I just have conversations with no agenda. It's whether they're a coach or not, okay? Like, oh my God, Barbie, what brand of bagels do you guys eat? Oh, I love these, they're so good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to spend an hour today just, answering messages, connecting with people. I just have those conversations, and it might be my first contact or my third contact with people. And if the opportunity doesn't come up, if the fitness part doesn't come up, I'm not rushing for me to get Success Club or for me to sign up a coach. And because I'm talking to so many people, it's happening. Does that make sense to you guys? Like it's just happening. And so, like I said, I've already sponsored 10 people. We just did a sneak peek today. I know that I'm going to sponsor more this month, but it's because I'm not desperate. I'm not looking at them like a Success Club point. And 10 years in, I realized that, man, I've spent a lot of years like with my eyes, like focused on the people that can be a coach. And I think it was something that Janelle Summers said. She said, don't look for rock star coaches, look for rock star people. That was like, isn't that beautiful? So like, I started this call by saying like, Scotty is a good person, right? Like I truly believe that you're a good soul. You have a kind heart. And you're just a good man. Well, you started when you were talking on our call yesterday, you were saying like you were sweeping, you were a sweeper, and then you moved up in your business, and then you were like, I forgot exactly, like a manager of that division or whatever. So I could have judged you because of your job, or I could have judged you because of the quality of the human being that you are. And so that makes me emotional, because that opens up like so much space, for you to like just connect with a human being and the qualities that they have, regardless of their, sweeping for a job, or they're a stay-at-home mom or an executive. And so I'm just a better person now, and I'm attracting a better quality person as a coach. Okay, so that's the secret. Okay, the second part of this call is this is really an invitation for you guys. So I don't know how many people are, I know there are 18 people on this call, and then there are going to be people that are in the group. Hi. There are people that are in the group, right? So Scotty and I were talking about this yesterday a little bit. I and I looked at your page a little bit, but I don't know about you, Scotty, but do you post the same kind of celebration posts, like kind of whether it's you or your assistant, the Success Club graphics? Like, is it cut and paste with the language and stuff?
Yeah. It cut out a little bit. Can you hear me?
Like, congratulations to everyone that hit Success Club, you know, and oh, blah, blah, blah. And probably for like 6 years, and it worked for you 6 years ago. And so no one's excited when you post graphics?
Yeah.
Okay. So the same thing was happening to me, okay? So you can mute yourself now, Scotty, in case so that there's no feedback. All right. So it was December, it was like December, January, and here I am, like I've made these changes. Look, all of this already, these are all changes that I've already been making, and that doesn't mean that my business, I still have lost a bunch of diamonds, my income's down, and what have I done? I created a vision, I've been sharing my vision, I've been human, and then the last part that I want to talk to you guys about is my team page, right? My team page and my PS page, I realized that everything was kind of flat, okay? And it's so easy to say, they suck, my team sucks, right? They're not doing something, but I know this, that John Maxwell said it, everything rises and falls on leadership, okay? So what is it that Jim Rohn says? I just got goosebumps. For things to change, you must change, okay? So if my team vibe was sucking, there was something that I was doing to make it suck, okay? So, but I couldn't figure out what it was, okay? Because I thought I was being enthusiastic. And so I reached out to Ruth Schwanner. She was number 5 in the company or something like that. I don't remember. 3. She was number 3 in the company, and I really like her. Her husband does Body Beast. And so I reached out to her and I said, hey, you just have this like amazing energy and enthusiasm about you. Would you let me into your team page and just let me be a fly on the wall? And then she was like, yeah, no problem. And so I got in there and I studied what she did, okay? And I took extensive notes and I shared that. You haven't checked your inbox, I think, Scotty, but I sent you the document, and you're gonna see, I'm not gonna bore you guys with that because it's not that it's boring, but it's a lot. And the main thing was that I had gotten, probably this is what happened with you, Scotty, it's 2 things. Number 1, I had gotten stale with the language, right? It was basically like cut and paste of like, hey, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. And so nobody responded to that, because if I wasn't feeling it, why would my coaches feel it, right? And so a second thing, I'm going to tell you what I was doing wrong. The second thing that I was doing was that I wasn't really that present. Like I was just like, I didn't really see my team page. I felt like I was so busy, right? And I was just kind of going in there and like, hey, congratulations, throwing stuff up there. I wasn't really doing a great job with the team calls. And I was showing up, but I wasn't really like wholeheartedly excited and like showing up big, And so that's what changed. And I said, okay, it was a decision that I made, and I'm so glad that I'm talking about it on What Happened to Scotty. It was a decision that I made, that whether my team was responding to me or not, I was going to do this. And so at first, you guys, I made the decision that I was going to show up differently, that I was going to be excited. And it was like, people were like, I was like talking to myself pretty much, And I was like, that's okay. I'm going to be consistent, because you know how they say you can't teach old dogs new tricks? So I was like, okay, the old dogs on the team page, they might be like, okay, well, what's Barbie up to? You know, and I'm just like, you know, maybe she's just trying something different, whatever. But then with the new coaches, I was like, they deserve that enthusiasm, right? They deserve for you to be excited and for them to be excited and for you to be a part of this amazing community. So I made the decision that regardless of the way I felt that other people were showing up, that I was going to be the leader, that I was going to lead by example. And I started showing up differently. So I held a call for my diamonds, and you're on this call right now. And so this is really like a call to action to you guys to come together with Scotty to change the vibe of your team page, because it matters, you guys. It matters that why are you a coach? Like, this gives me goosebumps, like, straight up. I'm not just talking crap. Like, why does it matter? Because there are so many of you that are coaches for the community, right? Not everyone wants to make 7 figures or 6 figures. Some of you guys just want to be, yes, you want to pay for the cost of your Shakeology, you want to make a little bit of money, and some of you guys just want to pay for the cost of your Shakeology, but you're part of this because you want to be part of a community. And if that's missing, you're missing something huge. So the biggest, I'm so grateful for a lot of things, but I'm so grateful that that Ruth let me into her group, because the biggest thing that I saw was the language, okay? And I don't know if you're guilty of this, Scotty, but I was so guilty of this, that because I'm such a goal-oriented person, right, I was focusing a lot on the things on Success Club, right? The graphics focus on Success Club. I focused on volume, I focused on recruiting. And so I was recognizing the people that were, here we go. I was recognizing points and not helping people. It's such a small thing, but it changed everything. It changed everything, okay? So let me, you know what, and Scotty, go into, not now, obviously, but you can go into the team page and you can see the graphics, because this is what I changed. But what I changed was I want to read you a comment that somebody wrote about me, which wasn't very nice, but it was what I needed to hear. Hold on a second. I want you to see this. I started focusing, I'm the leader. So I started focusing on people helping people. So it was no longer, hey, everybody, Shelly. I saw that. I'm going to tell you about those recognition graphics. And it's funny because I borrowed them from somebody else, right? So I'm not going to be like, hey, everyone, congratulations to Shelly. She hit Success Club 6, or, Mark hit Success Club 20, and congratulations to Ann. She recruited 5 people and hit Success Club 20, okay? So what I started doing was I got rid of the language of getting people, of getting points, of hitting Success Club, of making money, and I shifted it completely to who did you help? So Shelly got 2 Success Club points. Man, that is awesome, Shelly. And it's not just with words, because I could be like, yay, Shelly, you got Success Club. I won't even say it like that. Shelly helped her first person, okay? So I could say it, but it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to truly, truly feel it, okay? So what I started doing was it's a change of heart. And this is something that Scotty can choose to do or not to do, but I think that it would be so powerful if, since you're all on this call, to just embrace this thing and just to say, okay, guys, let's change our mindset. Let's start celebrating each other, because if you joined for the community, and if Scotty, or let's say Mark and Heather, they post and I keep saying Mark and Heather because I see you right in front of me with there's only 4 little faces there. Let's say they post a graphic that says, Mary helped her second person this month. I'm so proud of her. I see that she's been, making an effort. and she made a decision to work her business, and now it's finally happening, and she's changing lives. If Mark and Heather post that and nobody responds, that's really kind of like, deflating, right? So how would you like that to happen for you? And so I'm really inviting you to, if you love the community, then be a community, okay? So no longer am I posting things that are empty. So if I saw that Shelly got Success Club 2, and another thing that I've changed with myself is that I'm more, like, I have a better pulse. I heard Moira Kusaba, who's amazing. She's a new 15 star diamond coach. She's just amazing. I heard her, like, I know the pulse of my team. And when she said that, I was like, I really don't have the pulse of my team. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on half the time, And so now I'm always aware, and I have an assistant, but if you don't have an assistant, and you don't have that big of a team, all you have to do is go into your online office to see who's doing what. So-and-so sold 50 points. That means that they helped somebody. It might not be a challenge pack, but they helped somebody. And so I'm able, with these graphics, they're not empty anymore. I'm able to say, man, and help this person, and I start working her business, and it's paying off. I'm so proud of you. Tell me what you're doing differently this time around, and genuinely caring about my team and the things that they're. So I asked my team yesterday, have you noticed positive changes in our group since January? And if so, what are they? And somebody wrote this, okay? And I was like, ooh, Michelle said, your leadership style has changed. I have watched it evolve. You used to lead by trying to pull people along, and it came across as being about you. But now you lead, this is like so powerful, you lead by focusing on what we want. Each person is different, and what they want varies. I can tell you truly care about helping other people reach their goals. As the saying goes, when you help others get what they want, you get what you want multiplied. You lead with your heart now. This group is positive and supportive for all who are in it, okay? Guys, I'm not a different person. It was a decision that I made in January to say, well, obviously what I'm doing with my team is sucking, okay? So I need to do something differently. Okay, well, let me go see what another successful person is doing that is rocking their business right now. So I went to Ruth, I checked out her thing, and I noticed what she's doing differently is she's focusing on helping. And so as I read the rest of the comments, and you can look at some of them later, Scotty, is what they're saying, what I've done differently is that before it looked like I was recognizing the people that were achieving big things. And the reality is that that's not most of our teams, Scotty, right? The reality is that some people on our team, like I said, they're in it for the community. And if they just sell one challenge pack that month, or they sell one BOD that month, we're acknowledging them, and we're celebrating that they're meeting their goals. So before, I think that I was thinking like, well, I want to help you get to diamond because I want you to have the success that I have. I want you to have the success that Scotty has. I want you to, and that was imposing. I didn't even realize I was doing it. And so now everybody said the same thing. Like, I'm so much more caring. Guys, I'm not a different person. It's just that I'm showing a different side of myself. And that's the only difference. And so that, I guess it's all, yeah. I mean, so really that's all that I'm doing differently. And now people feel support, the Lives Club and not just Success Club. So, I give Scotty a document, and these are things. And what I love about Scotty is that he's not someone that like you're very like I said, you're very transparent. I told this to my team. It's like, you know, the Wizard of Oz is this little man behind a curtain, right? So like just draw the curtains and let's just show what it is that we do and let's do it together. It's an invitation for you guys to do it together as a team. And it's not Scotty with the puppet strings. It's all of you guys coming together and saying, like, we want to change the vibe of this team. I'll tell you, I'll finish with this and then I'm happy to talk to you for a little bit if you want. But last year when I went to Summit, we did a group picture and like we were so disorganized. And then the actual picture that we took, like everybody looked like they were just doing their own, it was just a mess. I didn't even share the picture because I thought it was just like, we were all over the place. But I think that was very symbolic of a representative of the way that our team was all over the place, you know? And now because my heart's really in it and because I feel that other people's hearts are really in it, I'm excited about Summit and I'm excited about the team picture and I'm making a t-shirt and like, it's just a cool thing again. And now coaching it was fun before. But now I see the possibility. I really feel like I'm really helping people to meet them where they're at. And it's just a different level of fun. And it's really awesome. It's just really freaking awesome, you know, and the success is happening. Because I think that my style of leadership that was so gung-ho and strong was turning people off. Unless they, like Scotty, you know my heart. You know I'm a good person, you know? And so unless you have that relationship with me or unless you're like a super hustler, you wouldn't see that I really do want to help, you know? And so something has really changed on the team. And I think that the people that are a little bit like just softer personality, they've given themselves permission to have success. And so I'm helping a different type of person have success, you know, that is not look so hardcore and so, you know, just hard. And it's fun. That's it. Okay, that's all I got to say. I hope that this was helpful to you guys. I didn't really have like a plan.
That was super helpful, Barbie. So you said you had a couple minutes. Can we take one question if anyone's got one?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay, does anybody have a question for
or comments, a little encouragement, something?
And don't be my team is not shy. They're energetic and they have lots of questions for you. Anybody?
Or just like not even questions, it could be
insight?
Yeah, insight or whatever.
Okay, while someone's thinking, I'm going to share something, Barbie.
Yes.
I'm going to share something. First of all, I just have to say, Mark and Heather that you keep naming that were on the front, your first book. Mark drove 36 hours to see you and Sagi in Idaho.
That is crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just had to say that because we've never been on a call with you and them. The one thing that was really sticking out about me, like as I introduced you, it's kind of cool how you in this business, it teaches people to become what you want to become. Because as you were talking about this new vibe and how you're helping people, I was like, oh my gosh. Like when I first started, I looked at like Barbie and I think many coaches in the network did back in the day as this like hard ass, super strong coach that was like, all like, just like, I don't want to say mean, but like,
yeah,
do it or you don't do it. You're going to rock or you're going to just,
yeah.
Like, that's how as I was thinking back, I was like, I don't even see you like that anymore. Like the way that you evolved as a person. So as I think about that and look at everyone on this call, including myself, is we don't have to stay the person that we are right now, that we can grow into that person that you want to be, just like you are doing right now. And know it's so cool. Like I love Brendan Bouchard, and one thing that he always says is that your life will change for when either of two things happen. Something new comes into your life or something new comes out of you.
Yes.
Like this, like what you're doing with your team, like I've just heard today on my page and a half of notes right here with stars and circled and all that stuff is like something new has come out of Barbie. So
yeah.
So there's going to be a change.
Absolutely. And it's because, don't get me wrong, Scotty, that mean Barbie, that like, or like hardcore, whatever girl, I like her. but I like her, but it wasn't working. So somebody recommended a book today to me. They said, what got you there won't get you, what got you here won't get you there, or something like that. It's the name of the book. I'm going to check it out. But that just wasn't working for me. And it's what I'm discovering is something, it's like, I don't want to say it's effortless because I'm still working hard, but it doesn't feel it doesn't feel like I'm dragging. It feels more enjoyable. It's like, oh man, it could be like this, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I saw one question come in from Anne, so I'll read it to you. We'll let you do that, and then we'll let you get on your way. So would you say Instagram is a better platform to engage with potential prospects compared to Facebook? I'm really struggling getting prospects, and any advice and suggestion would be highly appreciated.
Yes. Yes, I'm happy to answer the question. So I heard Scotty say yesterday that before you built your business on Facebook, YouTube, and your blog, and the way that you built it is not the way that you're building it now, and so you're starting to do Instagram. And I think with social media, it's so dynamic, right? So I do believe that Instagram is the way, but it's not the only way, and I'm still using my Facebook like page, and I definitely have less engagement on my Facebook like page. And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself. And so what I've started doing is, Facebook might shut you down if you promote your business on your regular page. So what I started doing was, because one of the aha moments that I've had is that being human is helping me have connections and then talk about coaching behind the scenes. So I'm continuing to do my like page. I started talking more about just stuff on my regular page, and that's helping me build relationships. And I have been working on Instagram to build it since August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 9 months. And it's only in the past month or two that I see a big, like, oh wow, I'm actually getting people. I'm sponsoring coaches, I'm getting challengers. But I've been busting my ass with Instagram for 9 months, you guys. So if you're struggling, before I say you have to be patient, I would say make sure you're doing all the right things, right? And the right things there's not a perfect way, because that's what I spent the first 20 minutes talking about on this call, that I thought Haley's way was the way and the only way to do it. And I discovered it wasn't working for me. And so, but even though I had to find my way through Instagram, I listened to trainings. I bought a training that wasn't even that good. Jen Richardson's National Wake Up Call on hashtags and connecting with people and the messages she sends was excellent. And I recommend that to everybody. And so I do believe that Instagram is the way. So the tip that I have is Jen Richardson's call, and then, listen to other calls. And then be very consistent. And this business is about inviting. If you're not inviting, you're not doing the business. So you can't expect people to come to you. And, stay the course, because Instagram is freaking amazing. And Instagram stories, it's Instagram stories that is allowing people to see that I'm just a normal person, and that I'm a nice person. And, they think they know me already. So when we talk about coaching, it's not weird,
Yeah. I love it. And Instagram stories I'm the same as you. I've only been working on Instagram stories for like 3 months, but it wasn't even until even the past last week where I've almost gotten to the point where I've gotten somebody out of the 25 messages I send out every day to people that follow me back, just kind of to start the conversation, that I get one person that texts me and wants to have a phone call.
Yep.
To where I'm getting one a day. And that's 3 months of staying consistent on my posts, changing the way I do it, starting stories. And that's not even to say that the phone call has transferred into Excel yet. Zero as far as that, but I know that I'm starting to connect more with people.
So tomorrow morning, when you wake up tomorrow morning,
there we go. So it's the same thing. It takes time, but it's working for me as well.
Yeah, and it's going to get so much better. Hold on. There was a good question there that I saw. Are you sharing coaching on Instagram or just running sneak peeks? What do you find best, please? That is Instagram stories, right? So Instagram stories is you sharing your life, right? So you sharing your life means what? You're a coach, right? So our lives are going to be different, but they'll see me, they'll see my dogs all day long. People love that. Amy Silverman right now, I think she's currently ranked #1 in the network. You see her dogs all day long. And I go and I look for her dogs. Like, I rather see her dogs than Amy. I love Amy, but I love dogs, right? So I'll go and watch Lindsay Matway stories because I like seeing things about like makeup and her kids. So and in there, so today I did an Instagram story showing that like, oh, I'm getting ready for a sneak peek. So I'm not constantly talking about coaching, but it's because I'm not constantly talking about coaching, but coaching is just part of my life. I am a coach. Yesterday I went to the chiropractor and the massage. So then I think I mentioned like, this is so cool. Like I was able to go in the middle of the day because this is the life that I've created. So that's it. I made a comment, but because like I said, if you're not talking about how coaching is in your life, then yeah, it's going to be weird. And people are going to be like, what? You're inviting me to what? And yeah, coaching is who I am. So of course I'm going to talk about it all the time. And I'll do sneak peeks in there sometimes.
I love that. I'm just going to share, I know you guys can't see it, but I'll just like walk through what my story looks like this morning to give you an idea. Because one thing that I've learned is that people, your prospects or future challengers, future teammates, it's going to take them 7 times being exposed to your product or opportunity before they're even willing to listen to you, before they'll read a post or talk to you. And so a story is a great way. Like if they catch one of your stories and they stay on it and they see some things about a workout program or a part of your meal plan or your challenger's success, or any of those things that you just share on your story throughout the day, each of those is one of those 7 exposures you're giving to people. So like, I'll show you, this is just today, like I'm at, you can't see it really, but Taekwondo with my daughter, nothing to do with the business. She was just doing push-ups. Here's me getting ready to do P90X. My daughter and I talking after we did P90X for 15 seconds. A time lapse of my daughter and I doing P90X. And then waking my son up. And then my post-workout meal is on there. And then my meditation in the sauna. And then dropping my son off at school. And then writing a blog post about a challenger. See that? So you see a before-after picture. I show the rest of the pictures that she has. And then my son and my wife eating oatmeal. So it's like, and then me just being goofy. I've been doing this dance with my daughter, so me doing the floss dance.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then another challenger. See, and then my next meal plan. And then
I would give Scotty an A+ for that. Because if I looked at that, then I'm like, man, I like this guy. He's family oriented. He's got 1 million kids. Like, he's so cool. I like saying that, but he doesn't look like the business is so intimidating. That's someone I'd want to talk with, Yeah. So that's what makes you approachable. And then behind the scenes, he's having these conversations, and that's where I'm telling you that's where the magic happens. And not everybody, but a lot of people that started watching me on Instagram stories told me that like, they just see me differently because my posts were so intense, and now they just see that I'm just like, I'm goofy, I'm kind of dorky when I work out, I'm not that cool. So like, it's awesome.
Yeah. So if you're not on it, here's your call to action to get on Instagram stories and share your life. And that's going to help you guys. Okay, we need to let Barbie go, and we need to get back to living our lives, working on our business, being with our family, whatever that may be right now. So I just want to give you, once again, Barbie, a huge thank you for spending an hour with us today. I know you had a busy day, moving your schedule around, and we really appreciate that. And our lives are better because you served us today. So thank you, and we'll see everybody inside the team page. And
thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm late for Hebrew. I got to go.